Here we're cutting our panels to length. Our panels are, well, we ordered them a little bit long because we made our walls out of rough cut lumber, and that means that the thickness of the boards we used varies slightly. So there's a good possibility that a lot of these panels are going to vary a little bit in length. So we ordered them long so we can cut it off. And once we get this cut off, we're going to have to fold it over and make a hem on here. And we'll show you how that works.
There are much better ways to do this than hand snips, but this is what we have to work with. Now that we have our panel trimmed to length, we have to trim for the hem. And in our case, we're taking off 1.25 inches. I got this set to 1.25 inches. Now I'm going to leave this little tab on here that you'll see me cut out in a second. And this little tab that I'm going to leave right here will get folded over like so to kind of close off this rib as it lays over the one before it on the roof, so it kind of gives it a nice little finished look to it, and it'll get trimmed. It'll get trimmed up. But I got to cut this rib down, and then this piece here remains, and we bend that underneath. See, these two have the jaws on different sides, so these get in good, whereas these don't. Okay. Now we're ready to do our bend for the hem. And this is 1.25 inches here.
Now we're ready to go and install this on the roof.
Okay, we got a piece up here. I'll do some terrible camera work to kind of show you the gist of it. Alright, he's got to put that rib on top of the other one. There. And this hem that we bend over kind of goes like up in there. And I try to push it up as best I can. And he locks it in place. Go ahead. Go ahead, lock it in place. There it goes. There it is. You can see it's pretty well aligned. Have to trim that a little bit. Okay, now get some screws, lock it in place.
Screw it up.
Oh yeah, we gotta take that off. I think we can still get that. There you go. Let me lift up that a little bit more. We can slide it down still, can't we? Maybe if I just bend this out. Oh yeah, see, grab that, can you? Or is it too far down? Alright, now that's our butyl tape. Okay, good enough. Now go ahead. Now when we screw these down, we're trying to go right in the middle of the slot, and we don't want to do it too tight, so when the metal grows and shrinks to the thermal expansion of the sun, it can kind of float underneath this head here. That way there it doesn't wrinkle up on you. So here's what this little tab looks like, bent over and trimmed up. Just kind of adds a little closure to that. Now next, take these pliers here, and we'll just keep going along here to close this up here. But I'm going to need two hands to do that, I think. I'm going to leave that on here to protect this while I crimp this down. Yeah, I can't do this all with one hand.
Well, everybody, we got this one side done. Looks pretty good. I'm happy with it so far. We got a little bit done on the other side. I'll take you over and show you that end. And this is how we're going on the other side. We're all set and ready to go up that valley. This isn't too bad a system. Goes along kind of slow though. A lot of labor involved. A lot of cutting and fitting and trimming, measuring twice. But so far, I think we're doing a pretty good job. Well, everybody, we keep working along on this roof. It's coming along pretty nice. So far, I'm happy with it. Looks pretty good. We're just working on it during the weekends, so it's taken some time to get this completed. But so far, I've finished up to here. Got this whole front completed. And working our way down the side. I've left this flashing long here because I'm not exactly sure how I want to cut it to go around that corner. I'll figure that out when I get the flashing for the head wall there. And it's about time to quit for today, but tomorrow we're gonna work on this area here. And I'll come over here. And I think we're going to be able to finish up tomorrow. I will be happy about that. And then we got to start putting slate on this little lookout area here. I'm hoping to get all of this done before the weather turns on me, but I'm running out of time. Well, I'll come back tomorrow, hopefully finish that up, and I will be able to give you a report on the completed project and give you my opinion on this roof system, tell you what I think about it. Well, there we go. We got this done. I wish I could say it was quick and easy, but it was neither. It really wasn't that hard per se. It was just tedious and kind of slow going. I'll tell you what I think about this system after putting it on. Now keep in mind, I am not a professional metal roof installer. This is actually the first standing metal seam I have ever installed. So take my opinion for what it's worth. I'll tell you what I do like about it is the company sends everything you need as a kit. You give them all the dimensions of your roof and all your, of course, your angles and your dormers if you have any in the hips, like right here, and they will send everything that you need to do a complete install. And I was a little nervous about that at first, but after doing it, they do a good job. I had more than enough, which was good. I was worried I might screw something up and come up short, but I didn't screw much up. I did make a few mistakes, but there was enough material to account for any miscalculations. I like the way the ribs here snap together right here, and they lock into place nice. I think it's a good durable system from what I can tell. The things I don't like about it is it relies heavily on silicone sealer and butyl tape. They have you put the butyl tape underneath these panels so it's in between the drip edge and the pans. I also had to put butyl tape between this flashing and under here there's like what they call a Z closure, and that hooks to the roof and then it hooks to here. There's a lot of silicone sealer that goes like in joints, like right there. So even though that's lifted up a little bit, there is plenty of silicone under there, and it's about a 6-inch overlap. So I don't anticipate any leaks there. Same with the flashing up on the head wall. Silicone sealer and butyl tape. And same thing along the sidewall here. And I don't really care for all of these screws. It relies pretty heavily on these screws. These are the exact same type of screws that you would use on a corrugated metal roof. They have the washers underneath. The good thing I like about those is the way the Z closure works is these screws, the underside is exposed over a pan. So if you do get any leaking around the screw, it'll leak onto the pan and it won't leak through. It's kind of a hybrid system between, you know, a do-it-yourself standing metal seam and an actual standing metal seam where a roofing company comes out and they actually form these panels right up off a trailer, and they don't use all of these screws. Of course, I've never installed one of those, so I don't know if they rely on the butyl or the silicone in that situation. So I'd say this is, like I said, a hybrid situation, system, kind of in between a real standing metal seam and a corrugated. But the cost saving is probably quite significant doing this yourself. And yeah, if it leaks and it gives me trouble, I will revisit this video and let you know. But I also want to state that this I had to buy this roof. This roof was not given to me for the video. I bought this myself, and I'm making this video just to document how it went and how I feel about it. This roofing system is done by an Everlast roofing company, and this particular style that I installed here is called Everlock. And this is, you know, like I said, not a sponsored video. So, well, we got this one done. Hopefully I can get that slated before it gets just too darn nasty out here to work. And thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'd also like to mention that this system comes with what they call an application guide, and it's a good thing they call it that because it's not an instruction book. So it's just for the first time installer, these instructions are kind of lousy. I'll give you a little clue as to what's going on here. This is what you get, just these little diagrams here on how to put it together. It's more of a, I don't know, kind of a reference guide, I would say. They do leave a few things out, and I want to give a shout out to a video by a channel called R&R Builders. They did a DIY standing metal seam roof on one of their buildings, and it's different than my system, but it was close enough that between their video and this suggestion guide, I was able to get this roof on.